Namo Namaha. This is a popular mantra from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. O Lord, lead me from untruth to truth, darkness to light, and death to immortality. So the story of Andhaka may be apt for this shloka. Once Lord Shiva and Parvati, they were at the Mandara mountain, and Goddess Parvati was in a playful mood. She came from behind and she closed the eyes of Lord Shiva. Immediately the entire world was plunged into darkness, and Lord Shiva opened his third eye to bring some illumination. And immediately, because of the heat produced by the third eye and the sweat from the goddess's palms, a son was born. So the son looked rather puny, and he was blind also. The son who was born was first of all blind, and he looked puny and rather not so very handsome. But Parvati, being a very compassionate goddess, she took extreme care of her son, and they were happy. That is when the Asura king Hiranyaksha was also praying to Lord Shiva for an offspring. He was childless, so he wanted a child. So immediately he was blessed, and Lord Shiva handed over his son Andhaka to Hiranyaksha. Hiranyaksha was extremely happy, and he went away with the child. Then, of course, Hiranyaksha met his death in the hands of Lord Vishnu in the Varaha avatar, and that was the end of Hiranyaksha. And after that, Andhaka ascended the throne. Now, Andhaka was blind and he was weak, so he became the laughing stock of all his cousins, and he was constantly tormented. So, not able to bear this kind of torture anymore, Andhaka left the kingdom and he went into the forest to pray to Brahma. So, he prayed for several years and his entire body became reed thin. He was beyond recognition. Then Brahma appeared and asked him for his boons, asked him what he would like to have as a boon. Then Andhaka said, I want to be immortal and I want to be the ruler of the three worlds. And Brahma said, you can't be immortal. The one who is born has to die. Then he says, all right. Andhaka says, okay, let me look upon all women as my mother. Should it be anything otherwise, then let the woman be the cause of my death. Then Brahma was rather amused and says, okay, this can be granted. Then he touched Andhaka and he blessed him. Immediately upon the touch, Andhaka becomes strong. First of all, he regains his vision. So he has vision now. He becomes strong, powerful and handsome. And he goes back to the kingdom. Everybody is stunned to see him. And they accept him as the supreme ruler. So Andhaka begins to rule. And with great power comes great arrogance also. Very soon he starts raiding Indra's heavens, and he starts troubling the rishis on earth, and he plays havoc in all the three worlds. Then one day his troops, they happen to come to Mount Mandara. That is where Shiva and Parvati are still over there. And the guards, they find Parvati and they ask her, who are you? And then she says, I'm goddess Parvati, I'm the wife of Lord Shiva. They said, oh, that hermit who is completely covered in ashes, and he wears only barks and leaves of the trees. So are you? He's dressed like he's a hermit. So are you? Such a beautiful lady should become the queen of our king Andhaka and not be here. So the goddess Parvati obviously she ignores and she refuses to come with the guards. Then the guards go back and they tell Andhaka, and eventually Andhaka himself comes. And they have to face their big battle starts. Alright, so Shiva and his hordes start the battle, and Andhaka also starts the battle. So he brings all his asuras, and then there is a huge asura who gobbles up all the devas. The devas fight on the side of Lord Shiva. This huge asura who grows in size, he gobbles them up. Then Shiva has to he chants a mantra, and then that makes the asura regurgitate everybody. Then Andhaka again next, he sort of multiplies himself. Every drop of blood that falls on the ground, immediately thousands thousands and thousands of Andhakas grew, and they all fight with Shiva. And Shiva finally, he takes his trident. He's far too powerful. He was just giving Andhaka a long rope. Because he was his son after all. Then eventually he just picks him up on his trident, takes him up to the sun, and there Andhaka gets completely scorched. His body just shrivels and withers away. And that is when he realizes that whom is he fighting with? He's fighting with the Lord himself. Then he bows and he says, I'm so sorry, please forgive me. Then Shiva says, Andhaka, you have forgotten your past. Do you know who you are and how you were born? Let me give you the divine. You have the vision now. See, let me give you the divine vision to see your past. Understand who you are. And immediately everything comes to the fore, and Andhaka realizes he's the goddess Parvati is his mother, and Lord Shiva is his father. So everything comes back and he realizes the mistake that he had made. So born blind but gained vision subsequently, gained vision but lost sight of the truth. That was the sad story of Andhaka. But of course he was spared by Lord Shiva, who blessed him, and he says, Andhaka says, I do not want to go back to my kingdom. Let me be here, oh my parents, celestial parents, and serve you. Let me be part of let me be here, and along with the rest of the hordes, and let me serve you, is what Andhaka says. So he was led from darkness to light, and again he fell into darkness, but again he was brought from death to immortality in the sense that he was serving the Lord forever. So mrityorma tamasoma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritangamaya. Namo Namah.